Conversations with God for Teens, chapter 15, 5, on about parents. Why can't my parents stay in love and stay married? Carrie, 15, San Francisco, California. The same way that you cannot listen to them as you grow up. Do you understand? Is your parents um, new new thought process and new planning for their present life, what they see as the best for them. And they, now that you are growing up, your parents cannot sacrifice their happiness for you. You understand? Parents don't have to stay together just for the sake of growing up kids. Let's say 15, 14, 16, 17. Because once they are too old, you will just discard them. You grow up also, you will care about your career, your life, making money, and carry on with your life, or even married, and then your family, you'll not care about your parents. And if you do, you'll complain a lot. So, understand your parents' point of view. I come from a broken home. My parents separated when I was just about 4 years. I was next to 5 years old. I can't remember the months. I remember more or less the year. Okay, this was maybe 70s, 70, 1970, and we did well. I did well with my parents and siblings. Okay, with my mother and my siblings. I didn't even miss my father. So, your parents can stay in love and stay married, but it would require shift in the things they believe for them to do so. And which will be a great sacrifice, dude, a great sacrifice. Believe me, a great sacrifice, okay? Your parents would have to believe that love is a decision, not a reaction. Then they would have to decide to love each other in the way that they did when they first met. And why they have to? Only because you say so. Why they have to? I believe that when two persons don't like each other, because nothing is forever. If it's like this, don't come here and say that nothing is forever, that don't have to have attachment. Even the Buddhists say that. That's why the monks goes to mountains to stay there to get away from attachment. So what do we feel now? Why must two people who decide that they no more have nothing to do with each other, that their mission have already broken, ended, concluded, that their ties have broken now. You understand? Once you move on and have a different interest, or the man find another lover, the woman find another lover, doesn't matter. Or you want to pursue your own interests in life without your partner. So what? What's wrong with that? I mean, everybody should be free. And what does it leaves? Uh, Free will. So this man here is not being very honest to himself, to be precise, and being down to earth, and also he is not being sincere and honest. Whether he's a man or he wants to in Tai Chi who say that, Anunnaki and Tai Chi, they are not being honest to themselves. They are being rude. In those days, they forgive each other everything if they even saw anything to forgive. This because they imagine their self-interest to be identical. Now they imagine their self-interest to have diverged. So what's your problem? I mean, the olden days, women were conditioned to put up with the husband's whim and fancies. Wherever the men decide, the woman have to follow suit. You understand? They not do everything he wanted. and save his family, not just his kids, but his family, without question, without complaints. God forbid that if this woman were to complain, she were to be a maid at home for this man kids and his parents. Okay? I don't want this. I don't want my son to take me there. I don't want to disturb his home life either. And if he is wrong, I tell him so. If his wife is wrong, I tell them so. I'm not gonna take any side and I be partial. Better yet, not to get involved, in their decisions, in their problem, in their life, because I have my own problems to solve, and I don't want to meddle into 30-year-old son problems. So, but again, and my son have a girlfriend, and his wife knows. His wife is not happy. It's not happy, but she is in his country, her country. So why don't she move? Go somewhere. She have a diploma, so go and work, woman, because what? She's accommodated at the home and she only breed, and now expect the fourth child. If a little boy at home, she still expect again. Because these people don't plan, they don't have intelligence to plan. I didn't even plan, I only wanted one or two kids, I didn't want much. But it happened because for many reasons, it happened. But I have a space. The two older ones was close together, but the two latest one, youngest one, were far apart, like a space of 6, 7 years, or 11, 10 years later. You see, so we need to plan before have a big family. So you see, a woman last time they did stay committed together, yeah, but either the man or the woman was miserable at the point of many women be buried behind the backyard and are told to her parents or to her family that she just ran away. There were many cases like this before happening around the world, and there's still some, but nobody knows. And or the man or the woman be miserable, the husband will bully and abuse the children and the mother, you understand, and his wife. And this woman was miserable, and there was no peace at home. And as a result of the man's abuse, the woman will then turn against the children, turn to the children, all her frustrations, all her anger, all her unhappiness and misery. She will turn again to her children and avenge on her children because they are too coward to go to the man and assault. See, so for what? This man is talking nonsense here, dude. I know better than you all. This because they imagine themselves interest to be identical, not they imagine themselves interest to be so what? If they imagine it, not say imagine or whatever, doesn't matter. Even when they imagine or they want to believe, so what? It's their choice, their free will. Nobody have to stay together against their will. Happiness is what matters. Happiness is everything that matters. That's why I appreciate my freedom above anything in life. Not a freedom to go around, play the fool, play monkey business, mess around with people, mess around romantically. I don't like romance. I don't like all this nonsense of romance. I have Venus and Virgo, which, you know, we don't have time for this. We are too cold for this kind of thing. I like to think. My mind is always swirling. Think what I'm gonna do to this moment. Wait, I need to plan for tomorrow. I need to organize everything. So I must put on my brain what I have to do tomorrow. Let me see. Then I plan what I have to do today. The things I have to do, the tasks I have to do today, I have to write it down all on my brain and store it in in my brain. So we don't have time for all this nonsense of love, 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 sex, sex. For what? It's nonsense. This thing for kids. I mean, for stupid teenagers or major, I don't know, or young people, not for people who are already matured. Unless it's that cheeky granny out there. So in those days, they forgive each other. Blah, 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 blah. Now they imagine their self-interest to have to diverge. Sometimes people's interests seem to conflict, but it is rare that they really do. This because all people ultimately want the same thing. Oh, come on now. Oh, no, no. That's not possible. Oh, no. Not everybody wants the same thing. It's like the song, Sweet dreams are made of you. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world in seven seas. Everybody's looking for something, not for the same thing, for something. Something is not the same as the same thing. It's different. So that's why these people don't know. They are not so smart to analyze. So all you have to do is identify the desire that's behind the desire that's behind the desire, which is a desire to be free. So if he don't want what I want, he can have what he want, but on his own, and I on my own. I take a path to the left, and he's to take his path to the right, or wherever he wants to go, and wherever I want to go. That's the thing. Why must we stay together, and then I kind of I'm going to suppress my wanting because of somebody else? That doesn't make sense. So in this sense, it's good to be selfish. You understand? Because if you're not selfish, people take advantage of you. I have learned it the wrong way, in the hard way, not the way that I wanted. This is because all you have to do is identify your desire that's behind it. You may have to dig deeply sometimes, but at the core of someone else's desire, you will almost always find your own. I'm not interested about other people's desire, man. I'm interested about my own desires. We still live near the mountainside with all greenery and animals. I don't care about what the hell people want, it's not my business. I'm not interested. And the interest that you share in common. It is in being willing to dig deeply to find this common interest that the work of love is done. Is to find this community that joy is made you real. Oh my God, he talks so nice. He talks so convincingly, just to convince and brainwash the fools, except the smart people. Love says, I know that you and I are one, and that we are both after the same thing ultimately. For a while, doesn't have to be forever. Primate John or alien. There is something that we both desire here, and we simply think that there are different ways of achieving it. Yeah, whether you want, whether it's the same stuff or not, we can have a different approach to achieve it. And we don't have to be together, attached together, tie up together to achieve those things. But there are people who want like this way. So be it for them, for 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 each their own what they want for themselves. But nobody should be forced to follow those guidelines given here by this primate John or Miss Alien. These different ways seems to conflict with each other right now, make it look like we are in opposition, that we need to be opponents. But I am willing to move out of opposition and into supposition. Oh my God, you're so... Uh, it really doesn't make me any more uh, convincing and into agreement. I'm willing to suppose that somewhere beneath all of this apparent conflict, we can find that desire that you and I share in common, and then co-create a way for us both to experience that. Doesn't have forever. In many instances, such a shift in awareness can recreate a marriage anew. Yuck. Now, there are some instances when you reaching this, achieving this understanding, leads to a return to love between people, but not a return to the old form of their relationship. For many very good reasons, it may not work for them to do so. They decide that they will recreate their loving relationship another way, which does not include remain together. Yeah, that's fine, good. You can be very okay and live a happy life if your parents do not stay together. Why not? Yeah, there's some pampered brother today who cries on because there's no daddy or mommy. So what? You still can live. Trust me. But that would require shift in the thing you believe. You would have to understand that you and no other people, places, or things are the source of your happiness, security, and love. You would have to believe that you are not the cause or in any way to blame for your parents' separation, that they still love you as much as they ever did. Yeah, doesn't nothing changes. Only because they separate doesn't mean that they don't love you and that they will be there for you in the best way they can. You would have to know that. And even if they weren't able to be there for you, God is. This means that you would have to trust life to know that all things will work out for the highest good, that God is on your side, and that with the entire universe does line up with you, Jews lined it up with you, nothing can stop you from experiencing peace, happiness, love, and joy in your life if you choose to. Correct. Very correct. It's not because mommy and daddy break up that you have to go around stealing, hurting people, killing, etc. Become a maniac or become a psychopath. That's rubbish. Excuses. In fact, if dad is there, you have more chance to become a psychopath than he isn't. Than if he wanted. So this is the truth. I promise you I will never leave you. And you can call on me at any time, in any moment, for strength, for courage, for insight, to catch your tears and hold your heart and quiet your mind and heal your soul and restore your whole self to its magnificent wonder. Believe in yourself, believe in me, believe in love. For these three are one. These three are internal. These three will bless and grace the universe forever. What is it that when you have different opinions, ideas, thoughts, and actions that your parents get upset and want you to conform to their opinions, ideas, thoughts, and actions? There's something wrong when your parents want to choose for you. You understand? Like, okay, you want to take a different CCA that your parents choose for you, or different career, or whatever this decision that you make in your life, and your parents go against it and against you because they want you to listen to them because after all they say they know better. No, they don't know better. They are thinking of themselves through you once they do that. You see? And um, there's another thing, another um, kind of situation whereby you want to choose for your parents. That means you want to control your parents just as they control you. They want to choose for you, choose where you live, choose how you dress, choose what kind of treatment to undertake. Then you are wrong also. As much as your parents are wrong to try to choose for you. If, on the other hand, your parents and yourself ask for an opinion, then they will be okay. Like they are in doubt or you are in doubt. And then you ask, what should I choose? Can you give me an opinion, please? What you think? Then your parents will offer their opinion on the matter. But automatically you will choose to say, no, I don't think so. I think I will choose this one. Then your parents should confirm and say, okay, up to you. You want that? Okay. You are happy? Yeah. Are you sure? Are you positive? Yes. Okay, go ahead. And good luck. I wish you the best. That's how it should be. The same thing you should choose for your elderly. Okay? I'm not saying elderly 50-year-old, 40-year-old, they're not elderly. But when your elderly is 75 above, you cannot choose for your parents. I see people choose for their parents to die. Okay? Adult sons and daughters tell the parents what treatment in the hospital they should take, and then they take their parents to death. Yeah, it's happening. The parents don't want that operation, but you go. You must go. I even saw them in the hospital shouting at the elderly. You must go. You better shut up. These kind of people are savage idiots. You cannot choose for your parents, even if they are 80-year-old, you cannot choose for them. Only their body is not functioning well, but their consciousness is. Especially so, you cannot choose for your parents who have given you freedom while you were grown up. That's very stupid and kind of you, and they get so angry when the parents go against their wish. You know, because they say these parents are still young; they don't need you to do things for them. So why you want to choose for your parents for? Who the heck you think you are? You are supporting them in any way. So why want to meddle in their affairs? So here I'm giving an example about how you should respect other people's decisions for themselves, not for you, and don't interfere in other people's choices. Parents naturally think that their opinions, ideas, thoughts, and actions are the ones that make sense. Not me, not me. Since they are the ones who had them and did them, not me. You think that your opinions, ideas, thoughts, and actions are the ones that make sense for exactly the same reason. Human beings do not like differences, and the older they get, the less they like them. Okay, human beings do not like differences, and the older they get, the less they like them. That's not me. There's no sense you are talking. I mean, what are you talking about? Humans like sameness because they assume that sameness validates their own rightness. That's old school, the old school. Not everybody thinks this way. Thinks intelligence and evolution. Oh my gosh. I don't think that you are a god. Who say you are God? You don't even know how to talk, man. In other words, if you are doing it the same as me, the way I may do it must be right. Yeah, that's the narcissists, controlling freaks, communists, oppressors kind of parents, and even sons and daughters as they grow up. And it's up to the children to say no as they grow up. I know how much children suffer in the hands of narcissist parents. And I feel aghast because I never experienced that in my life. I open my mouth like this, oh my God, what kind of savage beasts are those? I think I come from another culture in the world. As soon as you do something different from me, I feel made wrong, or at last I can depend upon my level of inner security. The human race has not been known to be particularly secure. How can we change that? When I have kids, I don't want to be making them wrong every time they do or suggest something different from me, or you're saying that, but chances are that you grow up, you will be the same as daddy or mommy. If they you are narcissist or a narcissist, controlling freak narcissist, who think, oh, in this house is my rules, either you follow or you get out. You don't have to follow your parents this stupid behavior or attitude. This kind of attitude in a man or even a woman is is a boor attitude. If you are a man and have this kind of attitude, you are a boor. The same thing as a woman who behaves this manner. You don't want to listen to me, then you better get out. No, you cannot do this unless the son or daughter goes overboard or goes too far. Like you cannot in your parents' house smoke marijuana, do drugs, bring your friend and throw part at night, having sex on their bed or whatever the bedrooms. This is disrespect. You cannot do it until you have your own muddy heart to do it. You cannot do it in other people's house. You have to have shame in your face and integrity. Okay? Then, in these instances, the parents must step forward and tell you that you are being wrong. But other than that, suppose the stupid father or stupid mother want you to have that certain career or course. Okay, let's say engineer, but you don't want engineering, you want another thing. You want to go for sports or arts, and your parents are against it. Then you have to fight for your right. I know sometimes it's very difficult with this kind of narcissist parents who want to be an engineer through you or who want to be a doctor through you. Then you have your rights to say something against your parents. When your parents also wants you, let's say, not to play too much video game, because they are wrong. Because you should know when to stop. You don't have to go there, even if the kids are grade 2 or 3 or 4. You don't have to go there and tell the kids that, hey, stop. Okay, no more, no more, no more. Mommy say what? Daddy say what? I'm giving you so much time. Let me give you time. Time is up. That is a kind of, humiliation and oppression of one another. These people never have nothing in life, and once they have power, they will abuse it. I dare to say it because I was not a mother like that, and I look at I'm a mother of 5. I have raised 5. I know better. All old already, all male by now. The majority is male. Only one's 33, another one's 27. 26 going 27. So you must trace a line and distinguish between what is reasonable to accept and what isn't pertaining to your um, parents' whims and fancies and your parents' uh, wishes. Sometimes unreasonable ones and the dictator one. Those parents are dictator, and I hate people like this. I really do because I love my freedom. And I love freedom is everything I cherish the most in life. That's why I need my health. So, I don't like to be pinned to any other obligation anymore because I want my freedom. So deep, it goes to depend. You cannot allow your parents to abuse their power, and also you cannot abuse the trust your parents have upon you and the love your parents have upon you. You know, you become too pampered and you think that you can do and undo at home and do as you please, like a spoiled brat. So here I'm being impartial. I'm being arbitrary in the middle. Parents naturally think that their opinions, ideas, thoughts, and actions. You think that your opinions, ideas, thoughts, and actions are the ones that make sense for exactly the same reason. Human beings do not like differences, and the older they get, the less they like them. That's nonsense. Humans like sameness because they assume that sameness validates their own rightness, not me. In other words, if you are doing it the same as me, the way I may do it must be right. No, this is not what is happening here, dude. You kind of read it and you analyze it wrongly. When a person is doing this to the other, can be your boss, can be at the workplace, can be your workmates, can be your classmates, your peers, whatever. When they are imposed upon you, is because they want to show power over. They want control because they are control freak. Because all their life they have always met with with validations. The parents did not validate his opinions. The parents always give him a no to his wishes and requests. The parents were always um, kind of repressing them, violating them, controlling them, abusing them. And now that they are older, they want to repeat exactly what they have learned. That's the right reading for this problem, for this issue between kids and parents here. Okay, those people are old school. These people generally are people who are religions freak, cultural freaks, who doesn't think outside the box and doesn't want to because they are kind of brainwashed goons and they have a kind of chip in the back of their brain to do as they were told during their childhood. So this man here doesn't know how to reply. It's wrong. It's if someone is controlling you because they cannot even control themselves. And sometimes they are the kind of hypocrite who says, do what I say, not what I do. Means I can do whatever. There are parents who smoke and even smoke weeds or whatever, do drugs, drink beer. But God forbid, and if the kids is to do it. Even as they are 16, 17, if they ever try, the parent will go, oh, I'm going to kill you. Who teach you that? This is the sign of the hypocrites. You know, there are a lot of people like that who have this motto. Their motto is do as I said because I am the violent here, I'm the control freak, I am the oppressor, I am the commandant, I am the captain of the ship. Yeah, one time I had this from my ex father in law. He came to me and then he tried to put things in my brain when I was still 19-year old about uh, there's only in a family in a home home between parentheses there is only one captain in the ship, must have only one, not two, so the other must only obey orders blindly, not the way. So when he told me that, I kind of look at him with a kind of look like that, and I say, so you ask your son to be nice because if he don't, I will react. I say like that. Say cannot because you are a girl. Woman not supposed to do this to men or whatever, and a wife not supposed to. I don't care. just tell him, don't do it. Because if we do, I'm gonna react. That's my final word. I don't I mean I don't told him, but he thought that he could brainwash me and you know try to make sense. You put some thing to my mind, and then I follow blindly without question. I don't question this convention because this is very warped for me, and I think before my time. I am like 100 years ahead of my time, and I'm not Aquarian. In other words, if I do it the same as the way I'm doing the right, and as soon as you do something different from me, I feel maybe wrong. Or at last, I can depend upon my level of inner security. So how can we change that? When I have kids, I don't think so. You're gonna do as much as your father did. You're gonna be a photocopy, carbon copy of your parents. Inner security comes from moving back into your own original power. It means understanding deeply the relationship between you and God. It's about knowing that there is no such thing as right and wrong. Hey, don't bring this nonsense. You are bipolar. You say one thing of that, you go ahead and do what you have said behind there earlier on. There is all that which works and does not work, depending upon what it is you are trying to do. The principles outlined in this book may help you. Reviewing the conversations here may be of assistance. You seek to create a place of mind from which you can make this change in you. What's the idea with the generation gap? Why can't the parents just talk with us? Traves, 16, Oregon. Well, I could, but they who most of the time they don't want because they saw me as an old rag already. Even though at that time I was on my 30s yet and they were grown up, I wasn't 30. For them, I was an old rag. You see, so it's all up to them. Also, I wouldn't force in a way. If you want to talk to me, talk. Don't want to talk, okay. But if you are ready, I'm always ready. That's how I am. Tribe 16 Oregon. Some parents do not feel equipped to talk openly to their children with their children. They feel that they are speaking a different language, come from a different place, concerned about different things, holding different beliefs. All of these things may in fact be true. Yeah, may be true, but we could compromise and try to understand one another point of views. So what? So what can't they still talk with us? Do you have to argue on everything to have a meaningful conversation? Surely now, don't have to argue with everything that they do or say. No, but open parents feel the same way that teenagers say that teenagers do. Unheard, misunderstood, disappeared. Yeah, that's true. Open parents feel the same way that teenagers say that teenagers do. Unheard, misunderstood, and disappeared. Not always the teenagers are there for the parents. Sometimes they are in their different little world. They are no more that little kids anymore, and that's okay because this makes part of life. You need to learn, and for each time there's a phase, there's a time for everything. There's a kind of timeline and experiences, and that's okay. The parents should understand. But what these teenagers cannot um, request or demand is that the parents be there all the time, in the time when they are available. You know, sometimes the parents have to work, sometimes the parents to be, sometimes the parents not even feeling well. Understand? You need to understand all this. And be complacent also, be understanding. Put yourself in those shoes of your parents as well. Okay? And but wait an appropriate time to approach your parents with your concerns and issues, and your parents should be there for you no matter what. Is that their responsibility? It's their duty to do that. They are doing you no favor. Parents feel this way. How can they feel this way when they are the ones who are not hearing, misunderstanding, and disappearing eyes? Everything that you experience in yourself, you will see across the room if you look closely enough. What do you mean? I mean that the whole world is a mirror, reflecting yourself back to you. If you feel unheard, misunderstood, and disappeared, it may be because that is how you made others feel. Put another way, if you make others feel completely heard, deeply understood, and totally present during a moment when they are with you, exactly when they are available to you, and that's the only time they are available because they have to bring food to the table as well. You need to understand that, and they have to work at home as well to keep the house clean and tidy and cook for you. They are not your slave that they're gonna be there at your all whims and fancies. Okay, don't be so um, pampered, spoiled brats, selfish, and also um, unrealistic. Difficult, probably impossible for you to feel unheard, misunderstood, or disappeared in that same moment. What goes around comes around. Once you know that your parents can feel the same way you do, the door of opportunity swings open. You have a chance to establish some real communication. Correct. And your parents will be there to you, to comfort you, to help you, unless they are narcissist psychopath. There's a lot, there's some, the stupid one. They are not very smart. I wonder sometimes they are the wild bulls. Sometimes I wonder if I will ever have a meaningful talk with my parents again. They seem so distant. Well, this is what we have been talking about, is it? Some parents feel that their teenage sons and daughters are distant. So the feeling is mutual. They coming home, they lock the door, they don't want to talk, they barely want to eat, they eat when they want. They just want to lock the door, talk to their peers through the computer or cell phone or headphone, whatever. So what do you expect? What do you expect? Of course, there's different people. So for those people who really need the parents, who are different teenagers, who need the parents supposed to be there for them whenever the parents are able to offer them a listening ear. Okay, then why? Why is this happening? The separate generations think that they have different interests and different goals. Actually, all human beings have the same goals and are interested in the same thing, being themselves and experiencing that at the next highest level, and the next and the next. I have experiencing sons when I go there to talk to them, I'm busy, and then lock the door. You understand? So they like to live in the world of their own, their own world, their own cocoon. And then I knock his door for him to come and have his dinner, not to disturb him or ask for nothing from him. I just ask him to have his dinner, that's all. But he doesn't want be bothered. The scientific name for this process is evolution, and it is what is going on everywhere. Very few people on the other side of what you call the generation gap see this, however. They imagine that they each want something different, and they also imagine that it is the other generation that is standing in their way of getting it. Yeah, generation gap. And you are right. This is because the two generations do not talk to each other because they think they have nothing in common. Yeah, and they have their own ideas, their own interests, etc. So the circle completes itself and there is a generation gap. But when do nonsense thing, they have the same thinking. For conventional norms, the stupid youngster, whatever, they have the same kind of thinking. Know what I mean? They are not that. let's say, they are not so forward or modern. When it suits them to listen to the authority, whatever, oh, they are so traditional. They're so understanding, so traditional. But when it's for them to understand the parents, they are so they are so modern and evolved. So what do we do? Change it, change it. Be one of the changes. There are a lot of ways you can get this process going. You can have discussions with older adults, even create regular discussion nights and form discussion circles at your local youth center, at the senior citizen center, or the community center, neutral turf in your town. You can ask each other questions on all manner of things, get each other's opinion, and even give each other advice. You can also just start talking to your parents, and if they want to listen, write to them. Most will don't need to write anymore, send them SMS. Most will read what you have to say, and if the written stuff, ask them again to sit down with you and listen to you. But you must also be willing and tell them you are to listen to them. When my daughter, she was about 17, 18, she wouldn't listen to me. Not say that I want her to be here to do what I wanted, etc. You know, but she had a daughter. She became pregnant at school because her older sister introduced her to this stupid guy there, and they get acquainted. And if I talk to her, she will slam the door at my face. She will sleep over somewhere else. And then at the end, when she got pregnant, she came to me. I accepted her. Her father didn't, on the other hand. Only I accepted her. I was there to comfort her, to understand her. I didn't seek for abortion. I didn't ask her to do an abortion. I just say, what you want now? She said, okay, I keep the baby. What to do? Keep the baby then. When the baby came, she's scared to come home with the baby. I went to the hospital to bring her home. She said she wouldn't come home. Instead, she went to friend's house, stayed there and rent a room there with the baby father, who was about 5 years older than her, and he's 22, 24 year old icy hole. Stupid guy. So there's one a time when I was worried about her and about my granddaughter, and I went to her friend's house. I knocked at the door, and they allowed me in. I went straight there upstairs to the bedroom. She was downstairs laughing, smoking before a TV with her friend and her friend's sister, and the baby father was at work. And the baby was crying upstairs. She was soiled, she was cold, and she was hungry. I asked my daughter to pick up her things, her formula, her bottles, her things, her diapers, and I would send her home with me. She said nothing. Ah, okay, Aquarian head. Ah, okay, Aquarian Cancer head. Okay, I say I bring the baby to me. Okay, okay. I said, okay, later you will come home. We take the baby, took it home, and I brought her up. You understand? And then later she would come back home. I talked to her father to accept her, but it's not because there was nothing else to be done but to accept. I say what is done, we cannot cry over spilled milk. What's done cannot be undone. Now we have to look after this poor baby. Okay, I look after her, the baby while she stopped work, studying and went to work. Not to support the baby, instead to drink and do other stupid thing go clubbing. She even work at club. Okay. Then what I'll have to do is when she come back home at 4 a.m., I would knock at her door to stop her behavior and to stop this kind of work and dedicate herself to her child and help me to raise up her own child. What she would do? She would slam the door to my face and I don't want to talk to me. She was now about, still 17-year old. She was rebellious, rude, and totally bad person. It's already about genetics and she pulled her father's side. So as the time passed by, the baby was 1, 2 year old. The baby shift between the father's house, family house to this house, becomes divided. I would support the baby if diapers, formula, uh, food, etc., clothes, etc., baby prem, everything I would buy, my own money. So I would message this stupid female and I will tell her a lot of things. I'll call her irresponsible. I will say a lot of things. I say you cannot do this because when you were pregnant, I asked you what you wanted to do. You say you want to keep the baby. I told you that I couldn't possibly take care of another baby because of a health issue. You said you would take care, you would take responsibility of your boyfriend. In the end, none of you wanted anything to do with the baby. Okay? And now you just leave the baby totally on my care. When I wanted to take care of this child because she was suffering there at your hands. But it doesn't mean that I have to take care totally alone on my own. I've already brought up single-handedly the four of you. Single-handedly with nobody's help. Now is my time to rest a bit. I want you to be by my side to help take care of your daughter or help me around the house because I cannot do so on my own. Because her sister, older sister, have already moved the house and are married. So she wouldn't reply to me, said she would block me. She would block the messages. So you'd see how those people is. Not all of them deserve the good mother and good father. But some yes, okay, they deserve. But not all of them are ready to have a permissive, loving, caring, generous parent. And this communication issue is not all about the parents. It's also about the individual. It's about his character, his attitude, etc. Also not about upbringing because I give them good example. I take them to amusement park, swimming pool. We go everywhere they want to go. I will take them shopping, libraries, bring friendly over to sleep over to have birthday parties, etc. I was a wonderful mother to them. I never give bad example, no smoke, no drink, no take even medication, nothing. I didn't leave them at nobody's house. I took care of them. I really didn't deserve all this. This come from the character and the culture and the affluence, outside affluence. Because her school friend also got pregnant. She and a stupid idiot did the same. I see nowadays 11-year-old, no, 11, I say, yeah, 11, primary 6 girls, 11-year-old going to 12-year-old, grade 6, talking about boyfriend and Bible stop. Look at my boyfriend. It is my boyfriend's fault. And then only talk about uh, guys. And I'm like, oh, come on. You're so young. Go take care of go wash the dishes at home, do dishes, and take care about your academics pursuits, about your grade, about not say grade, but about your studies. Why you care about this nonsense? All this garbage. Garbage. So we can talk to each other all manner of things. Tell them this could be some of the last chances that you will ever have to just sit down and talk together, to look at life, to share feelings and thoughts and ideas together. Then tell them it's important to you. Make the first move. Take the first step. As I said, many of your parents think that you don't want to talk. Yeah, exactly to them. You don't want to talk to them. That's true. They think you are bored with the ideas and don't want to hear from them. They think that you just want them to leave you alone. Exactly. That's what they say, so they do. It's the easy way out. Don't let them take it. And don't you take it. You want to close the generation gap? Close it. Do it. It's up to you. Most parents, most adults will come halfway if you do. Okay, not of all of them. There are those who won't, but most of them will come halfway if you do. Okay, not all of them. There are those who won't, but most of them will. Most of them will not be so reciprocate, but some will. Give it a try. You might surprise yourself. What is it that my parents notice all the things that I do wrong? Yeah, it happened. Brian 16, Omaha, Nebraska. Because everything that you do sometimes is wrong. You do nothing like correct. Don't do anything good for home. Like wash your dishes, even tidy up your bed. You expect your mom to do. Buy your own bread and help something around the house. So what you expect your parents to do? You have to do something that you deserve to be appreciated. Like I went to bakery for my mom. I went to supermarket for my mom. I cleaned the floor for her. I bake cake. I make soups. I make the coffee. So what else? What else she wanted? I work also. When I work, I give her money. So I deserve all the praise. Not an idiot, good for nothing, who stay at home do nothing. Most parents do not notice on the things you do wrong. Most parents also notice the things you do right, as long as you do right. But if you are not doing right, what you expect, what you want, you cannot get what you didn't put forth. In order for you to get something, you need to put effort as to deserve it. They just don't say anything about it. People in general do not dwell on the positive, but instead emphasize the negative. This is a habit of most human beings. It might even be one of yours. If people understood the power of positive thinking, they would never dwell on the negative again. So how can I get my parents to say something when they see something that I'm doing right? By say something when you see something that they are doing right. Remember this always, what goes around comes around. If you told your parents every time you saw them doing something that you thought was good or cool, helpful, or of benefit to you, you would probably shock them out of their minds. You would also open the door to receive such energies in return. You could even make that a neat bumper sticker. Say something good when you see something right. Correct. That's very correct. But I don't like to say, I like to go there and I reciprocate with things like I buy my mother present, Mother's Day, Christmas, and I help her around the house, I give her money. That's the way how I reciprocate. I don't like to say, Mama, I love you. I like to go there and do. That's my way of showing my appreciation and my love. Say something good when you see something right. That little slogan implemented could change the world. Why do I always have to be the one to start? Why can't they do it without my having to show them how? Start what? Start a fight? That's a fair question. It gives me a chance to get across another very valuable piece of information. So thanks for asking it. Remember this always. What you seek from another, give to another. That which you wish to experience, cause another to experience. You mean I have to give something in order to get it? No, you don't have to. It's just the fastest way. It's the way to use the power of creation at its optimum level. I don't get how I am create something in my life if I am give it away. First of all, what goes around comes around, as I've just said. So what you give to others comes back to you usually multiplied. Though it doesn't have this way. So the first question, and it gives me a chance to get across another valuable piece of information. So thanks for asking it. Remember this always, what you seek from another, give to another. That which you wish to experience, cause another to experience. You mean I have to give something in order to get it? No, you don't have to. It's just the fastest way. It's the way to use the power of creation at its optimum level. I don't get it. How I may create something in my life, I may give it away. First of all, what goes around comes around, as I just said. So what you give to others comes back to you, usually multiplied. It didn't work to me. It didn't. Really, it didn't work to me. It did, and until now, this way, I have given so much. I only get slapped across the face as retribution. And I didn't want anything in return anyway. That's okay. For these people, see them as stupid. What I get in return is because I see myself as smarty and I'm better than them in many ways. I don't get it. So that's what you say. Do unto others as you would have to done to you. Yes, that's more than just a nice saying. That's what actually happens. No, 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 it doesn't happen this way. What you do unto others will be done unto you sooner or later. This is the law of ultimate return. It has nothing to do with punishments or rewards. It's simply how things are. It's how everything works. Life is a boomerang, and what you send out, you get back. It is inevitable. Not always. Not always. So here is the best advice I could ever offer you as you move through your teen years and become adults. What you seek from another, give to another. What you seek from the world, give to the world. What you seek from life, give to life. I do that, but I get nothing from in return. It's okay. But I still do because I feel good and do it. If you want a great vibes come in, send the great vibes out. Be the source of that which you wish to receive. But doesn't this contradict what you say earlier about never doing anything to please another? No. What I went on to say was do what you do for another, not to please them, but because it pleases you. Yeah, that's correct. And I also said that in order to notice how it pleases you, you must look closer at where you and the other share a common interest. When you recognize this common interest, then you are able to see that what you are doing for someone else is really being done for you. Okay? This includes doing to others as you would have it done to you, correct? And I do that. Especially includes that. But how can I give away something that I don't have? If I need more money in my life, how in the world can I get it by giving it away? It's not how much you have, but how much you want to contribute and I give. A beggar have nothing, but the good beggar will share with you his last bread. The idea that you don't have enough of something is an illusion. That is, it may look like you don't have enough, but in ultimate reality you do. In order to experience this, find someone who has less of whatever it is that you desire. Correct. Compare yourself with those who have less rather than those who have more than you, so that you won't feel jealous of others, but appreciate what you have as compared with others who doesn't have. So in order to experience this, find someone who have less of whatever it is that you desire. Now give that person some of what little you imagine yourself to have. I do. I give. I do. I share what I have. I share with people. Clothes, bags, shoes, food, money, if possible. Whatever I have, I share. A word of understanding and comfort. You will immediately experience that you have had enough of it all along. So much, in fact, that you can actually give it away. No, I don't have enough to it. But I share a little that I have. It's difference. There's a difference between have so much and I give it away than it is to not have much, but still share. It's just like share your bread, share your bread, share your food. Doesn't mean that you have so much that you have to give it away. There's no sense. In the moment you will change your life, you will shift your reality. And that's okay because the more you give, the more you receive. That's correct. But not always, but that's okay. Ultimately, it will come to you. And the best thing that you get more insight, you get wiser, you get more pleased with yourself and you love yourself more because you know who you are. And that's the best gift that you can receive by giving away. This is shift from not enough to enough, from insufficiency to sufficiency, will change the way you hold your experience of yourself and thus the way you produce it. Because what you think, you create. So now, to get back to your original question, the question that started all of this. If you feel that you are not experiencing enough of the good feelings that come from having the things you are doing right, noticed by your parents, cause your parents to experience enough of the good feelings that come from having the things that they are doing right, noticed by you. Now the magic will happen. First, you will feel good immediately, simply noticing how good they feel when you do this. Second, you will invoke the law of ultimate return, and then you will be noticed about the things that you are doing well. I'm going to repeat because this is very important information for everybody. This is shift from not enough to enough, from sufficiency to sufficiency, will change the way you hold your experience of yourself and thus the way you produce it because what you think you create. Not always, but it can happen, but I would say not always. So now to get back to your original question, the question that started all of this. If you feel that you are not experiencing enough of the good feelings that come from having the things you are doing right noticed by your parents, cause your parents to experience enough of the good feelings that come from having the things they are doing right noticed by you. So if you expect what you expect from your parents, cause yourself to offer this to them and vice versa. Now the magic will happen. First, you feel good immediately, simply noticing how good they feel when you do this. Second, you will invoke the law of ultimate return or the LUR, and that you will be noticed for the things that you are doing well. Correct. I agree. I keep hearing that as you sow, so shall you reap. But that's not always true, correct? I treat a lot of people in a certain way who do not treat me that way. Thomas 18, Cape Town, South Africa. I agree that this is sometimes the case. You cannot always depend on receiving from a person the same thing that you give to that person. Okay, so now I'm totally confused. I thought you said what's going around comes around. I did, but I did not say from where. What you put into life will come back from life, but not necessarily from the same place into which you put it. Sometimes it will come from the same place, but by no means always. Yet, what will happen is that it will come back from somewhere. I later gonna explain it with. Sooner or later, this will occur. If you pay close enough attention to life and how it is, you'll see this law working. That means what it means is the following. Sometimes, okay, you do a favor to this person, you help and you help and help and help. Okay? Then you become disheartened because you think for yourself or you go around talking, saying, I have done so much for that person, no matter who, your friend, your family, doesn't matter. I have done so much for him or her, and all I get is injustice or even ungratitude. That person is not grateful enough. She never give me anything. She never retribute. And worse yet, what she did was ungrateful, and she actually is backstabbing me and I do some harm to me. Now, yeah, that person is not doing okay. That person is an idiot, and you better leave some people alone. Don't allow them to take change on you. But what it means here that it will come from somewhere, it means that when you expect something from the universe for the good things that you do, it doesn't mean that it will have to happen from the same outlet that you put forth, or you give something to certain people and the reward will come from that people itself. No, not necessarily that. Maybe it will come from somebody else from out of the let. Maybe you will win the lottery. Maybe you'll get a raise in your paycheck. Your salary will increase, or you get some gift from somebody. It's the universe retribute you for the good things that you have done for another. You understand? So if you are good to the animals, the universe also will not expect the animals to go and retribute you, although they do. If you keep them, they will retribute you. If care, if love, there's nothing better than animal love and loyalty. Okay, they will retribute you, but also the universe will retribute you. You will always have something, not much, but you will have. Certainly, you will have things you sort it out for you in the end. So you don't have to worry. So the reward will come from other intellect. So don't worry. But why can't it come back from the same path I gave it to? Like love. Why can't the people I love loving me? Oh, poor kid, that's wishing so much. That's not always like this. The world doesn't work like this. You know, this is kind of conditional love. You are loving somebody, expect them to retribute the same way. That's not how things works. Then you better don't love at all. But stop from there. If you love somebody because you expect something from them, love or sex or whatever, then you better stop there. Don't go farther, I tell you. Don't go farther. The law doesn't work that way. Precisely. See here, the law doesn't work that way. It would be too easy to manipulate everyone if it did. Correct. You are manipulating people. Being a controlling freak, manipulating others if some meager care or help, and then you expect something from that people. There are people like this, even within your family member, there are people like this. People close to you, related to you, who are like this. They will never help you. You have helped them all your life. But once they offer you a support or whatever, they want something in return. Much more sacrifice than what they have done to you. Like they say, they give you a car lift, a car, uh, yeah, they take you somewhere with the car, but they want something in return from you. They want favors from you. They want you to sacrifice for that car lift. Never mind that you have supported them also, that you have support them financially or what with his food, so whatever, Tina, the children, and whatever his family. They will still, if they pay you back one day, if a car lift, they still want you to pay them in some way or another. That's how, conditional these people are, and it's better stay away from them. The law doesn't work that way. It would be too easy to manipulate everyone if it did. Besides, you really don't want people to love you because you love them. Trust me, correct? This is stupid. You want people to love you not as a return for what you give them. Correct. Give, forget, say bye bye. Okay, take this. I give from my heart. I give because I want you all to feel happy. Okay? You are happy, I'm happy. Now bye bye. Don't need to give anything in return. Go away. Don't expect anything. Be unconditional so that this planet may change. But as an honest response and a reaction to how you are in the world, whether you do something specifically for them or not, so the law doesn't work that way. It would be too easy to manipulate everyone if it did. Besides, you really don't want people to love you because you love them. Trust me. You want people to love you not as a return for what you give them, but as an honest response and a reaction to how you are in the world, whether you do something specifically for them or not. Correct. The people must respect you, consider you, and love you for what you are, not for what you do to them. Or not what you do to them. You cannot expect anything in return because if you do, you're gonna be disappointed all your life. Trust me. Do not therefore fall into the trap of treating someone nicely just so that they will treat you nicely for second intentions because you want something in return. That's so stupid. That's so, you know, dishonest to yourself and to others and so dirty. The other people see you as a dirty and a bad character person. I really despise people like that. That's why I don't want anybody to help me because I don't want anything in return. No, but I will help you, but I don't want your help. But let me help you. But I don't want nothing from you. Please, I don't want. But if you want to retribute me, and then you still want something from me after you retribute me for the thing I have done to you, let's say, okay, now I borrow you money. Then after that, you pay me back in a way or another. Okay? Then because you pay me back or you retribute me in a way or another from what I have done to you, you still want something from me because you think that I still owe you a lot, when in reality I don't. You understand? That's how the majority of people in this world thinks, and how you all go wrong, and how things doesn't change in this planet because the people have this kind of a mentality. It's a sickening sea. It's a thing of a you scratch my back and I scratch yours. It shouldn't be this way. I give you an apple and I want to return a watermelon, a big, large watermelon. That's not the way how things should be. Okay? Be like the sincere people who give for love because they know that the small where it comes from, whether you do something specially for them or not. Do not therefore fall into the trap of treating someone nice just so that they will treat you nice if you are not careful. What could develop the manipulation? Treat the others nicely simply because that's who you are and that's who you choose to be. It's from this place of being and see, yep, here we go again, that you create your reality. Always and forever, this is true. It's from this place of being and see, yep, here we go again, that you create your reality. Always and forever, this is true. Why do parents always have to act like parents? Why can't they let their head down a little? Last night I found my dad and mommy making out. Oh dear. If you would have thought I caught them robbing a bank or something. Why do parents always have to act like parents? Why can't they let their head down a little? Last night I found my dad and mommy making out. And you would have thought I caught them robbing a bank or something. Tammy, 13. Parents sometimes feel that they have to portray a certain image to their children, being romantic or sexual in front of them is often not part of that. Unless it is, it depends upon what your parents themselves think about these things and what they would like you to think about them. I never saw my parents doing that, and I did my best not to show my children this. If they want you to enjoy these things, they will let you see them enjoy them. If they want you to feel comfortable with these experiences, they will let you see them being comfortable with them. No, 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 better not. Parents who act like parents do so because that is what they think that they are supposed to do. Yeah, it's better in front of their children. Children are rarely fooled by this, however. They see that their parents are wearing the parents' new clothes. So what? They also will be by doubt what? So what the parents have to answer to their children for about this? But better not to do this in front of your children. I would be so I would like to go, if my children see me doing this, I will dig a hole in the ground and bury myself inside. What does that mean? Ask your parents. What does it mean? Ask your parents. Not even mean understand what's this. Children are rarely fooled by this, however. They see that their parents are wearing the emperor's new clothes. Up to something under their sleeve. Not me. I was never like this to hug um, spouse to kiss in public or in front of the kids. I, I don't like that. I like to hug and kiss children and animals. And that one are really cheeky. Children and animals. But when it's something like romantic romance, I'm not good at that. When I become a parent, will I make the same mistakes that today's parents are making? Will I do the same things that they are doing now, even though I hate some of what they are doing? The reason that I ask you this is that my parents say that I will. They keep saying when you have children of your own, you see things differently. Will I? I hope not. You will. And sometimes you will. And sometimes the worst part is that sometimes you even copy your parents. Whether you deny it or not, you still will try to copy them. Sandra, 15, Knoxville, Tennessee. You will see things differently. Not always, there's no doubt. Sometimes, sometimes not. But there will be a shadow of your parents there in every sons and daughters. Every day you see things differently. That's called growth. That is called change. This is called evolution. Evolution, you don't do what your mother have done good, but you do what your father have done negative. You do the same. You repeat this to your children. But okay, I saw my father doing something negative and my mother do something positive. When I have children my own, instead of following my mother, I will follow my father bad ways. All the negative things of torturing children, abuse kids. So for my mother loving way of protecting, love and care. Okay, so this is what happened with the bad humans because they will not follow the positiveness see in one parents. They will follow the negative side of one parents or both of them. This is called you want to have it happen, but that does not mean that you will do things the same way as your parents. Sometimes they do on the negative. Believe me, I've seen that. You may or may not. You will unless you don't. Yeah, unless they will. What will cause you to do one thing or the other is your idea about yourself. Maybe this person don't like themselves and repeat the negative pattern of one parent or both. Every moment you are defining yourself. Every day you are deciding who you are and who you wish to be. Most people do not see life in this way. Most people do not consider themselves to be actively engaged in this process. The turning point in life comes when you do. You can begin to decide now what it means to you to be the thing called parent. Do you choose to have a genuine friendship with your children? Do you choose for them to be able to come to you with any problem, to ask any favor, to seek any advice? I give this opportunity I have given, but it's up to them to take another one. I can say, get lost, I don't care anymore. Because there comes a time when you get fed up of giving so much, giving, and not be appreciated. Do choose for them to be able to come to you with any problem, to ask any favor, to seek an advice. Everything your parents gave you was a gift. Not just the things you want to emulate, but the things you want to eliminate. Not just the things you want to remember, but the things you want to forget, the negative and positive. Not just the things that made you laugh, but the things that made you cry. I don't believe that it's not good to remember the bad childhood. I mean, if the kids have a bad, memory of childhood, it's very difficult to erase. All of it was a treasure, all of it. For it's from the lot of it that you will pick and choose. It's from the whole of it that you will select. It's from the all of it that you will come to know the part of it that you wish to call you. This is not only true of what you received from your parents, but from all of life. There is enough for now. Chapter 15.